Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And today, I'm here at Domaine des Mézerais, which is a really pretty urban park here near Quebec City. And besides having squirrels here, it's a gorgeous historic site. It's really pretty. We've been here before for a Renaissance festival in the past, and I think last year I was the first person to actually activate this park. It was in Atno back in, oh actually, did I say last year? I meant 2022 is when I first came out here. And right now I'm trying out some new radio kit, and this is a great park to try it. I want to do an activation using my some kit that my buddy Mike Roberge sent me, that he made, some 3D printed parts. This should pair really nicely with my Electraft KH1. Now, conditions, I should say that propagation conditions have been horrible, and I really have no clue at all if I'll be able to do an activation with my AX3 antenna, which is the antenna I plan to use, but we're going to give it a go anyway. And it's going to be pretty stealthy, other than the antenna sticking up, because I'm going to use earphones and do a recording. Wow, this is really pretty. And do a recording. So there's not going to be any audio or anything like that, really, in the way. I think I'll just pull up to one of these. Maybe this one right here, actually. It'll be interesting to see if I can make this work, but I'm going to try. The tricky part is actually going to be getting we got this like cover on the, this is really amazing. Oh, maybe I'll go over here actually. This is where I'll set up. Okay, let's see if I can make this work. To be a little tricky with the camera, but let's try this. I will have to stop the video at some point just to sync up my audio, but I'll show you what I've got. My KH1, got my recorder in here, water, a rain jacket because it looks like it's going to rain. And my AX1 antenna should be in here. It is, good. I don't have to go back to the car. Okay, we'll set up the antenna first. And what I'm going to do, this will let me know if this is going to work or not. Mike made these really clever. He's just such a clever guy. He made this as an antenna mount for the AX3. And my thought is to maybe attach it here, maybe attach it on the back of the, let's see if I can fit it on the back of this picnic, or this park bench. It's just a really simple mount. It's basically just a little bit of Velcro that you can cinch up, tighten it, and it holds it in place. And so I'm going to see if I can put my antenna on here. And the great thing is, all of this is so small. I've also got another one I could use, which is basically the like a clamp mount. And I could use this as well, but I'm going to use this super simple, super easy. Ooh, there we go. Good. It's like that jumper's long enough. That was one of my questions too. So I just take this and turn it on here. So you can see this very easily. This is very much an idyllic spot to set up. It's nice to be back in this park. It has a regular like tripod-like mount on the bottom of it, and that's what Mike takes advantage of here. There we go. it's not exactly pointing toward me, and this I could turn it around. Yeah, I think I'll turn it around, make it a little easier for me to see the jumper, the little block here on the side, so I can tell what bands I'm on. In fact, let's go ahead and put my glasses on now so I can tell. Okay, so it's set to 14 megahertz right now, which is perfect. And I'll just take this line and stretch it out over here in a way that I think I won't interfere with other people walking by. Hopefully. There we go. There. I think I made this tight enough to hold. I think so. Even in the wind, I should be okay, I believe. Well, I just hope that I'm thinking is this connector needs to be able to be really close by me. So we'll see. We'll see if we can make this work. I may have to move the antenna and that wouldn't be the end of the world if I did. Now, the other part he sent me, I'll show you, and I've never used this before. So the first time is a kneeboard specifically designed for the KH1. So I'll put this on. It's designed specifically to hold the KH1, and I'm gonna make sure it's pretty darn tight, because let's do it this way. There we go. I don't want it to cut off my circulation or anything, but I want it to be pretty tight. And now, so I will be logging like on a separate pad here. Let me keep these two together, and I'll just do this in my hand. And the rest, the only other things in here are my the legs to the AX3. I'm just hoping the AX3 can do the job today, because I gotta be honest with you, conditions are really poor. I could be out here a long time, and we have a goal of me being done here within the hour. Now here's the tricky part. But Mike says this will work for sure, and I'm sure he's right, because he's a really good designer, and yes, he is. The goal is that I don't want to take off my tray in order to do this. I want to kind of fit in there. And it does. Look at that. Check that out. Check it out. And you may be thinking, Thomas, this is really nice, but where do you put the key? Well, first of all, let's see if... Okay. I'm going to have to move the antenna, which is easy. But it needs to be on the other side of me and a little closer. So I'll take this off, move it over here. I'm learning as I go along. Let's see, and I want this facing me, I think. Can I make it face me? Not really. Pull this back through. Tighten it up. There we go. And now let's redeploy the counterpoise. I'm just going to throw it out like that. It's going out in front of me, that way I can see if someone comes over here. Now, this works nicely on the radio now. This is good. Now you may be thinking, Thomas, what are you doing in terms of a key? And this is where it's really, I think it's just kind of a really cool idea what he did here. As long as I brought everything with me, which I'm thinking I did, I can put my TP3 here. Check that out. And he even gave me little tiny thin, if I can find it. Surely I put it in here. Maybe I didn't put it in here. Or maybe it's in another pack. I have a little tiny key cord, the key cable. Let me see if it's in this bag. If I don't have it, it's not the end of the world, because I can use a regular one that I have in here. But I thought I brought it with me. A really small one. Is this it? Is there anything else in here? He gave me a really thin little cable, but maybe it didn't make it in here. I'll check here at my pack off to the side, in case it just fell in here somewhere. I don't think so, though. It's just missing. It would make it a little easier, but it's not a problem. I've got this one here that I can plug in. It's not as elegant, but it'll work fine. Let's do it this way. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna have to turn off my camera and do a little sync up with the audio to get my microphone working. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and hopefully you can hear everything. So I had to make one change. The only cord I had for my audio was this cord. So whatever I did with the small cord, I really needed that. So it's probably back at our condo, so it's not a problem. I can use this key this time. It would have been more comfortable using the TP3, but I will do it next time I take this out, and I will be taking this out more here in Quebec as well. But let's get started here. Hearing some, not a lot of activity, but some. 1.2 to 1. Okay, I'm going to start my message memory. Now I made one for my Canadian call sign. Okay, I've got everything set up here, so I can just log on here. Okay, I have not been spotted yet, so I'm going to spot myself. I think band conditions are poor, but we'll try to slog it out here. Did it take my spots? Somebody's parked really close to me, so I'm probably going to move frequency. Let me try to go down to 30 meters. Someone's like right there. I'm going to move up a little bit. This is fun. Maybe there's a little life, but you can see when things when they start hopping, you got to jump in there as quick as you can and try to work your stations while the getting's good. It's so nice here if you look. People just enjoying the park. I didn't want to put lines up in trees here, else I would have put up a wire antenna today. Which is the reason we have antennas like this. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. So what I'm doing is trying to move further away from that really strong station, not because I can't hear, but because other people may have a hard time hearing me. I'm going to respot myself. It didn't take my spot. There we go. Why would you take my spot? Whoa, 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 where am I? I'm way off. Holy cow. What happened? I must have hit something. I'd like to get that VA station that was trying to reach me earlier. I could just barely hear him in there. checking my messages. I asked my buddy Eric and Mike to spot me. Okay, actually, I think it did finally spot me. Yeah, it did finally spot me when I sent in my spot. I'm going to move down to 30 meters here in a second, though. See, there's like a little burst within, what, 3 minutes. I got 4 contacts, and then it kind of disappears. That was very pleasant. There we go. I'll try one more time. is actually really fun. I wish I wasn't in as much of a hurry today. I feel like I'm kind of, like, it feels a little bit more like fishing. Oh God, this is so pleasant. Yay! Yes, I feel really good about this. Okay, so my deal, and I probably mentioned this in the previous activation I did in Canada, but for the purposes of the reverse beacon network and spotting, I do not add a stroke VE2 or Victor Alpha 2 to my call, even though I'm in Quebec right now instead of Prince Edward Island. And the reason I don't do it is I don't want to confuse the reverse beacon network. But when I'm doing an exchange with someone, I don't mind adding stroke Victor Alpha 2. I haven't thought about doing it so far, to be honest, but except for with VA3UZ, his call reminded me because he's in Ontario. I thought, oh yeah, I need to be doing that. We're going to move down to 30 meters here in a second. I'm going to give it 3 or 4 more CQs, maybe 4 more CQs, and then we'll move down to 30 meters. Okay, we are going to move down to 30 meters now. Let me see if my magic frequency of 10.113. Let me mark it in here, then go into 30 meters. We'll try this for a bit. So now I have to change the band plug here to say 10 megahertz. There we go. That is on 10 megahertz now. And by the way, of course I have to have my antenna switch set to external antenna, so I had that done before. 1 to 1. We'll give this a go now and see if it works. I kind of want you to be able to look out and see everything here while I'm operating too. Ducks have been flying by. It's been really nice. I'm hoping maybe some people who work me on 20 can work me on 32. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Hey, the weather's holding so far. It's a beautiful day. I've still got a little bit of driving to do. We gotta go grocery shopping a little bit, but then we'll head back. Making some poutine tonight, or poutine, they call it here, which is really, really nice. If you're not familiar, it's just a really nice fast food type thing that you can eat or make, and I tend to make it. There's so many cool doggos walking by too here at the park. But anyway, I always have to make some when we're here in Canada, and sometimes we buy it, but I enjoy making it. I haven't actually been on that long. I've only been on about 20 minutes. It's just taken me a while to get going. Whoops, these seeds are floating around everywhere. Can you see that? They're just flying around everywhere. And one just landed here. Oddly enough, I hadn't seen any reverse... Oh, the reverse beacon network did pick me up there. Interesting. WZ7I picked me up. Huh. Wouldn't have expected that. It's just 30 meters may not be healthy. I think he's calling somebody else. Whoops, sorry. Okay, somebody just started to call right on top of me. You know what? I'm going to use this as a sign to go up to 17 meters. Let's try that. And what I need to do is change the plug to, it's this way, change it to 18. There we go. Now, if history's been any indicator, the higher bands, if 20's struggling and 30's not doing a lot, 17's probably really not going to be doing a lot, but I'm still going to try it. And then we'll go back down to 20 and hopefully I can get 3 more to finish off the activation. Okay, finally spotted. So we'll give this a go about 5 minutes, then we'll go back down to 20 meters, and hopefully we can work off 3 more. I love this kneeboard so far. This is very nice. It's just so small, compact, it's easy to keep on your leg. And yeah, I'm holding this separately, but that's really not a big deal. Yeah, I'm thinking 17 meters doesn't have any life in it. Okay, here's what we're going to do is go back down to okay, let's go back down here, change the band. Again, I'm just going to do this without... There we go, change that. Let me respot myself. Was it 14.058.5? Let's see if it took. It didn't take. It's just for some reason not taking when I'm doing it. Let's see. Still got me on. I don't understand this. Okay. It finally took it. Good. I'm spotted again. It's going to make me work for my last three. I can tell it. I can go hunting, but hunting is not necessarily going to work really well with this setup. I really, in a bad conditions like this, I kind of want a bigger antenna, but I also like staying really low impact in an urban park. I'm not saying I couldn't have been pretty stealthy and gone off to the side somewhere here and set up, but I also wanted to try out this kit and the AX3 mount. By the way, these mounts and things, I don't know if they're going to be sold or what. They may be sold by Tufton, Tufteln, Tufton. I'm watching some squirrels playing here. Squirrel, see, my attention span's short. But I think Tufton will probably carry these eventually, because he works with Mike a lot. Joshua does over there. I'm sorry, UPD. I'll get you in a moment, hopefully. These are rough conditions. The girls were saying on the way over here, like, I said something about the weather. It's like, I don't think the weather's going to be good. And they said, oh, the weather's really nice. And I said, no, space weather. I don't know what the propagation's going to be like. Brutal would be the answer to that question. May go down to 30 again. I don't know. To be really clear, I'm not worried about having this park activated because I need 3 more contacts, and my wife and my 2 daughters are all ham radio operators, and we can go to the car, get HTs, and finish this off. So there's that. But I'd just like to do it all on HF if I could. Let's see who else is out there. Maybe there is somebody. Okay, let's move. Let's see, 43. 105 in Minnesota. Boy, the band's dead. Washington 18071, 64.5, 64. Nope. Man, oh man, this is tough. Okay. Ooh, that's fast. Okay. Whoops. Okay. I'm getting an RBN spot again. Oops, I thought that was going on automatic. Okay, very soon I'm going to have to go and do the thing I didn't want to do, but I don't mind doing actually in a case like this, is to finish off the activation to just work my family park to park, which I can go back and do in the car, because I need to pack up here soon. We've still got to go get groceries, and I've got to drive into Quebec, well, further into Quebec to do that, and it's going to be really bad traffic. Okay, we're going to go back up to the 20-meter band one more time for just a couple of minutes. Not that anybody could hear me anyway. Look at the ducks over here. This is so cute. Little ducklings are coming over here. There's the mama. Hey guys. Hey. This is way more exciting than the bands are today. See if it spotted me. I tried to get it to spot. It still wouldn't take it. I don't know what's going on with that, so my daughter wants the car keys. She just sent me the .6. Hey, it took it that time. Good. I'm gonna give us like 3 more minutes, and then I'm gonna call QRT. I'm going to probably pack up here in a second and then work you guys park to park to finish this off, okay? I'm going to give it about 3 more minutes on HF, and then we'll do that. There we go. Bonjour.
Vous demandez quoi, c'est quoi? C'est quoi vous avez?
Je suis non, non, c'est le Provenance. Et ça, c'est juste un petit émetteur récepteur avec un clé là. Et c'est tout. Oui. De 5 watts. Oui, oui. Et bon, merci. Et voilà, c'est tous les contacts que j'ai fait aujourd'hui.
Oui, tout.
Oui. C'est pas très bien aujourd'hui pour les contacts à cause du soleil et tout ça. Mais ça marche. Et je suis en train maintenant de finir ça. Oui, de rien, merci. Okay, has anybody called me? Just listen here real quick. Sorry, somebody was just curious. Two more calls. Okay, I knew that was impossible. Okay, so we are going to finish this up now and pack up, and I'm going to finish this the old-fashioned way of having my get my wife and daughters to finish off the activation for me here. So let's see. So I want it to be a valid activation. I don't activate it enough, and so that's the reason why. Let me just get packed up here and be on my way. There we go. Taking my earphones off, unplugging the antenna. This works out really nicely. I love this. Why did I close this? I didn't need to close this. That is muscle memory right there happening. But the little shock cords, or what I'm going to call these things, man, they work out perfectly. Man, Mike really did a good job with this, and I love this. I see myself using this little board a lot when I want to sit down and play radio with the KH1. This works very nicely. I was using the KH1 earlier, which is the reason I don't have the KH1 with the AX3 antenna earlier, which is the reason why I don't have the ground wire attached to the KH1 at this point. Get in there we go. And I'll do this. I feel like rain's coming as well. There we go. Okay, let's put this up now. It's easy enough done. Take this off. This little bag holds everything. So I'm going to take this off of here. There we go. We'll put these things in the bag already. My daughter was looking at me like, let's hurry. It's a little tight in here, but this bag actually holds everything. There we go. Even all these extras. It's like way bigger than it needs to be for just the AX3, but I can put all the AX3 accessories in here as well, and I like doing that when I can. I'm going to put this in here. There we go. And take this and put it up as well. There we go. My phone. My sunglasses. Make sure I've got everything. I would pick up trash here, but there is no trash around that I can see. This park is immaculate. Okay, let's put this back up in its little case, and I got that turned off, which is good. This doesn't really need a case, but I realized I had this one, and why not use it? Still got to put the camera in, but I'll do that a little bit later. Thank you for hanging out with me. I know this was kind of just a slow activation. That's what they've all been lately. Conditions have been so poor that you just sort of get what you get, and you don't pitch a fit, as they say. A picture of Hazel. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to get off and try to find the car. Wherever my daughters are. Main thing is, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Especially appreciate my Patreon and Coffee Fund supporters that make all this possible. I'm sure I didn't leave anything behind here. Nope. Thank you. And thank you for being on this planet, because you are an awesome person, and I appreciate you being here. The world's better off because you are here. Till next time, everybody, take care of one another out there, and 7 twos.